Hey,
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 hey, hey.
hey. Hello and welcome back to Candid Talk with Lexee Love.
And Valentina versus Valentino.
Yay, we are back. Unfortunately, we had to move the date back, which is just today.
Yeah.
Valentina had a previous engagement that she needed to attend, so we just pushed it back. But we're here. Yay!
Right.
Yay! So, we're going to go ahead and talk about our drink. We actually did an Instagram live and show everybody the drink that we were going to have on the podcast. And it's something that you guys can do. If you follow us on Instagram, you can see it. We are just testing it out to see, how many people actually like it and just really get to know who Valentina is when it comes to actually bartending and everything that she mixes up with it. And, just let the audience know that, hey, I'm here for a service. You have a private event.
Right.
I can service you.
Exactly.
So yeah, what did you actually make for us tonight?
So I made a strawberry banana daiquiri with Bacardi.
And that's it?
No.
No, the alcohol. Just Bacardi.
Yeah, just the Bacardi. Bacardi Silver. Didn't use any flavored ones, but I added Cool Whip to it and lemonade, frozen lemonade.
But you didn't tell the fruit.
Yeah,
Frozen fruit.
Yeah, the frozen fruit. You can use either or, but I used the frozen one.
Which was better because
It's cold.
it's cold.
Frozen.
Yeah, it's frozen.
Right.
It's cold, and it gives the consistency that you want, where it's not frozen, and it's creamy as well. This is really good.
And it's strong.
Yeah. And these little cups that I have that I used to be the hostess with the mostest long time ago. I used to like to have little parties and stuff like that. So I have all these little cute little dishes. So,
Right.
But yeah, this is really, really, really good.
Yeah, it's so good you can't put it down.
I know I am. I got to do the podcast. So
Right.
yeah. So I just wanted to say thank you for everybody who supports us on wealthcity.shop. And also we have a t-shirt shop on our page as well. So people can actually go on there and, purchase one of those items. We have a cup on there. We have a coffee cup, and then we have a bunch of shirts. I know I'm going to do that as well. But no. This is a different shop. This is the shop that's actually on our page on YouTube. Yes. And I went on there and people can help us support our show as well. So they go on there and buy shirts and stuff like that. Yeah. And they get printed out with,
Oh, wow.
yeah, and get sent to them. So everything is done automated, which is awesome. But then on wealthcity.shop, we have a bar key. I don't think anyone knows that we have bar keys. And it is the Japanese art design.
Which is so random.
Yeah, I know. I think it's so cute. But I don't think...
It's real cute, but it's random, like...
Yeah, but we never talk about it. You're a bartender, and we never talked about
Right.
the actual bar key that we have that we sell. And this is really nice. I mean, because when you saw it, you were like, ooh.
It's good quality.
Yeah, it is. It's heavy to fill it.
Oh, yeah. This is really nice. Mm-hmm. It's giving me, what's that brand name with the skulls? It's Ed something. You know what I'm talking
Ed
about?
Harley or Ed?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, it's
That's what it's giving.
yeah. So like these
It's
are
Ed Hardy.
yeah, Ed Hardy, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But these are real. These are really nice, and it's hard, and it's high quality. It doesn't bend,
Right.
and it's really nice. I love it. And so yeah. So before we get started with our title of our podcast, anything exciting happened for you this week? Any pet peeves? Anything exciting?
No really pet peeves, just just getting ready for the big transition. So just a lot's been
She keeps reminding me.
going on with that. I mean, that's pretty much been like the focus of the week for me, and getting these 2 jobs underway.
Yeah, I know. And then Mercedes comes in
Mercedes comes to be in July.
about 2 weeks. She'll be here. She will be our third part of our podcast. So I'll have two of my daughters part of my podcast, which will be exciting.
Three amigos.
Yes, we were the three amigos for a long time.
Or the Three Musketeers.
Yes. You know, anytime we get together, it's almost like we have our own little party.
Right.
Yeah, because we all have different personalities, but the same personality. I don't know. It's kind of weird. I don't know if other people have that mother-daughter relationship, but definitely when we go out, we just together. We just have a lot of fun. Well, what we're talking about today is, do you have expectations in a relationship? Mm-hmm. That's the title of our podcast. And just to say what my pet peeve is, I have expectations, but now I'm getting to a point where I don't care. Like, if they don't meet the expectation that I have set for myself, I have expectations for myself, so I have a tendency to show that expectation. Right. I treat people the way I want to be treated. Right. And so when they don't do that, I no longer say, hey, blah, blah, blah. I just stop talking to them. Right. I don't contact them anymore. I don't communicate anymore. Unless you are an associate or friend. But for me, if it's any kind of a intimate relationship or a relationship moving into some form of, love relationship, if they don't act right, my expectation for them is now null, like zero. I don't even tolerate it anymore. I'm unbothered.
So that's your pet peeve in a nutshell? Yeah,
that's my pet peeve that I had. Yes, I've had, because it seems like every single time. I don't know if I'm kryptonite. I don't know if what the heck is going on, but it's like I have people where they're so interested and they talk to me, and I don't even talk that much anymore. Like I talk right now, I don't even talk that much. I listen to them, listen to what they're telling me, listen what they want out of a relationship, what they, expect. And I just listen. And then just like, they just fall off the cliff. It's like, what happened? So.
That's crazy.
Yeah, well, I mean, I guess it's like that for a lot of women now, because a lot of women are talking about that everything will be cool, and then all of a sudden it's just.
Speak for yourself, honey.
Oh, I'm not. She always saying something. I'm just talking about women in general, other women. I'm not saying just me, other women. Not saying
they're
you.
Having issues with people they're just meeting to. It's like they stay in step one.
Yeah, it never even leaves the batting cage. Right. They don't even get on home to bat. It's just like, well, welcome, blah 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 blah, right, to the to batting or however they say it in baseball, and they're walking out, and then that's it. Like the relationship just plummets. Right. They don't even leave the batting cage at all.
It was just an introduction.
Huh?
Just an introduction.
Yeah, just an introduction, and then it just goes south, like kind of like So it's just kind of like Mercedes is like, just focus on you, Mom, and I am, but see, I can juggle. Right. I think men. We were talking. I know we're just.
I think maybe she just doesn't want you to put too much energy into it.
I don't put. That's the thing. I'm not putting much energy in it, but I can also juggle. Like I feel like men are one-track minds. Right. Like when they have a goal or a focus, they just focus on that one thing. But women, we have a tendency to be able to focus on this, and this, because we are.
We have to. I feel like it's just a part of who we are. Women have always, I feel like, have been mentally stronger and just able to deal with a lot of things just because we kind of hold it all together.
Yeah, we do. Like we're the glue. We are the glue. We are the glue.
It wouldn't make any sense.
Because we can, I mean, if a woman is in a serious relationship, she can go to work if she's working. Mm-hmm. She can take care of the kids, whether they're going to childcare or to a family member. Right. She knows how to organize that to make sure that everybody's schedule syncs with each other. She can come home. She can cook food. She can clean the house. She's organized like that. A man, he got to go to work and come home and sit down. in front of the TV or sit down, or if he's got more work to do
and be served by his wife. And
he doesn't seem to be able to do new things in order. It's kind of like it's chaos for him.
Right.
But a woman can take chaos and go snap, and then it's all lined up.
Right.
So, but I'm gonna go ahead and pull my laptop over here on my lap, because since I do look cute, but I did eat before, so my gut is just sticking out just a little bit. I don't want y'all to look at my gut the whole time.
Oh wow.
I'm real self-conscious about everything, every part of my body. But
right, because we're having this podcast about an hour and a half, so what else are you gonna look at?
I know I go like this. Right. Just like oh my gosh. There was a person that had said something on one of the videos that I did, the skit videos.
You talking about she was here the other day?
No. This was the one that I did with Country Wayne.
Yeah.
And
the most recent one?
Yeah, the most recent one. And when I got out, I had my sandals on. Yeah. And when I got out of the car, of course you are in, see, people don't understand is that is improvisation. So all we do is get direction of where he wants us to go.
Yeah. And
then we have to think. I have no idea what the other actor is going to say. They have no idea what I'm going to say. So it's all just, It's people think improv is really easy. It's not as easy. It's something that I had to learn over the years of acting. But when I got out of the car, when I stopped, in front of Sarah was like on the side or in front, I don't remember. But the guy that films it, he was getting my whole entire body, and my foot was over, my toes were over the sandal because of the way I stopped. Because I don't think I fastened them tight enough. The ankle part?
Like they were
it was loose.
Bent?
No, just over. Like it was over. I didn't even realize it because I was in the scene.
The strap?
Yeah, you know how you're supposed to take the strap and you're supposed to tighten it up?
Yeah.
I must have not tightened it up enough for my foot not to move. And so I didn't really think about it. And then someone had said, I can't even watch the skit because her toes are over her sandal. And at first I got mad when I saw that comment. And then I said, you know what, I'll make a joke out of it. So every single time that I wear sandals, I'll make sure my toes are over my sandals, just because you was talking about my freaking toes. It wasn't that I meant to do it. It was just, I was in the moment.
So the strapped up sandals, your toe was hanging outside of it?
No. Okay, the ankle part right here, the strap. Well, I must not have tightened it enough so my foot wouldn't move. Because if you tighten it up enough, your foot's not gonna go forward.
Right.
You have to tighten, and I don't think I tightened it up enough. And so it caused me, when I stopped, I didn't realize that my toe was over the sandal. Probably nobody else recognized it, but I think when they watch his skits, I think they look at every single detail.
So they kind of had you in that shot for long enough for somebody to
and I'm just like, how are you? I didn't even notice it when I first watched it. And I'm just like, how are you that?
So you went back and you looked?
Look, because somebody had made a comment. So I went and looked.
What do you think about it?
I was just like, really?
So it's something small.
It's something super small. And I said they couldn't find anything else wrong with me.
Right.
So they had, and I just think that's weird that you don't have anything else better to do but just watch. They focus on the wrong things.
Exactly.
They focus on things that really are not really prevalent to, and I don't know where it comes from, I don't know where it comes from. It's just that because I would never, even when I watch his skits, I don't sit there and focus on what they're wearing, their ear. I don't do that. I'm looking at the actual, what they're talking about. Right. What is the skit about?
Right.
But I guess that's just being an actor. You are watching other things and not so much, especially when we have to bring our own clothes, when we have to dress ourselves, we have to figure out how we're going to portray the character. I remember when I did it the first time, the first few skits, some of them were like, what mama dresses like that? A lot of mamas. Like, I can't wear jeans. I can't wear jeans with holes in them. They was just like being really weird. Yeah. Like it was weird. And I'm just like, okay, whatever.
It's like, I hope you're not a fan because that's kind of weird.
Yeah.
It's kind of like if I see something and I'm not really interested in it, I'm not going to watch it because I'm not interested in it. Not that it's bad or anything's wrong with it or I'm looking for stuff. I'm just not going to watch it.
I don't know. I guess you got to be in
that.
I guess you got to be in that mindset, or you have to grow up in a very negative environment.
Yeah.
Because
where would you be without your haters, right? I mean, everybody.
Yeah, everybody has haters. Like everybody, even the A-listers have haters.
Right.
It doesn't matter what they do. It doesn't matter how they look. It doesn't matter what age they are. There's a problem with them.
Right.
And it's usually those people that don't come outside.
Right. They don't and have horrible lives.
Yeah, their lives are horrible.
Real, because
they don't gotta know. Because I feel like a happy person is not gonna sit there and critique you like that. A person who's happy in their life and who they are,
right,
they're just not gonna critique you because
especially
they don't care.
Especially when they don't have a horse in the race.
They don't care. They're kind of like, okay, that was funny. That was either a funny video or that was okay video. Right. But I'm not gonna critique them.
If you don't have nothing to say, like, that's dumb. That's a dumb thing to waste your time and energy on, honestly.
Yeah, my grandmother used to always say, if you don't have nothing nice to say, don't say nothing at all.
Right.
Yeah, so, but yeah. Do you have expectations in a relationship? That is the topic of our podcast. And, you know, I love talking about, the reason why I love talking about relationships once again, is because we are all in a relationship some way, shape, or form, whether it's at work, whether it's just going out to the store. Relationship is just interacting, whether it's for a short period of time, long period of time, a lifetime, a season. Yeah. We're having our whole entire existence is based on relationships. And, you know, and I feel like we don't ever have enough time to talk about a relationship as a whole. There's so many different components within a relationship that you can talk about. You can figure out something and write about it. Yeah. And it'd be something totally different that you didn't even think about from the last podcast that we did. So, yeah. So we got to do our trivia. I changed it a little bit since Rapid Relay was kind of like we were going slow. So I called it Your Trivia.
Okay.
So yeah, it's just, you know, just a little bit about who you are, and that the audience can pretty much learn, you know, little stuff about Valentina. But
shoot,
your favorite designer?
Favorite designer?
Mm-hmm. You have one? Or you just can't?
I'm just gonna throw one out there. I'm gonna say I'm gonna say Alexander Wang.
Look at you.
Just because I'm in a married mood, so I'm like envisioning like my life. That's why I got this ring on too. You know how they say dress for the job you want?
Yeah.
Dress for the ring you want.
Okay.
It all look.
Put it in perspective on everything, the expectations that we're about to get into.
Right. So, you know, she makes dresses or whatever. She's a high-end fashion designer. I mean, she also makes other stuff too.
She makes wedding dresses?
Like gowns and stuff like that.
Okay.
Yeah, real beautiful gowns. So it's just like...
Well, I guess we talking upwards of a few $1 million expectation catch.
Yeah.
With this designer, I'm assuming, because her stuff is high end.
Yeah.
Okay. Do I have a favorite designer? Probably, but I don't know any off the top of my head.
Okay.
Just don't. I'm not, you know, I love nice things, but I'm more of a go in and I like that. No, that's what I'm just saying. No. I'm one of those kind like that top right now. Yeah. I love that top. I could care less who makes it. You know what I mean? That's just me. I'm that type of person. I love Coach. I'll say that. I love everything Coach.
I just answered it just because, you know, that was a question.
Yeah, but like Coach. If I'm going to say designer, I love Coach. I love everything Coach. Everything.
Right.
I love everything Coach. So, boots or sandals?
Boots.
Yeah, boots are pretty. I like boots. I like boots too.
I feel like they're seasonal because I feel like my style is so versatile. Mm-hmm. Like I love a good pair of boots. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, boots. I like both because there's some really hot sandals, like really cute, especially when you get a pedicure.
Yeah, I like showing my toes off. So yeah, sandals for sure.
But boots, you can have different
It's
styles,
It's
like the
year-round.
heels, everything, whether high, low, above your knee, thigh, up there to your thighs or whatever. Yeah.
Any occasion.
Yes.
Any weather.
Pretty much. I mean, you may be a little sweaty, you know, depending on where you're at, but those are your feet. It's not like you can wear, you know, hardly barely any clothes and have some boots on.
Right, some real low boots.
Yeah.
Like, some
These
ankle
boots were made for walking.
Oh, wow.
Let me tell you, I was being a little petty. Oh, I couldn't help it. You know, I was having one of my petty days. And I
Today?
was, no. This was a couple days ago. And I was in the bathroom. I was going to the bathroom. And this woman had almost her shoes, all her feet almost in my stall. And I looked down. Yes. You know, she had, like she had her legs, I guess, so open. Her feet kind of was over into my stall. So I'm
like pointing like straight or like this?
Yeah, kind of. No one can see it. But just over where I could look down. I was like, damn, why was her foot over?
So she had them like her legs.
Yeah.
Who does that?
But I don't know. But she has sandals on.
I mean, I guess if you're squatting, but I don't know. Anyway.
Even, when I squat, my feet are not, But anyway, her toes weren't done. She had sandals on. And her, we call it the wolf toe, the little pinky toe. The nail was this long. And I took a picture of it. And I was like.
Did you post it?
Yeah, I did. I put it on my story. I was like, okay.
What did you put on?
I just put on, before you wear sandals, I think you need to get a pedicure.
Oh, wow.
Because her toes weren't done at all. But that wolf toe is what got me. The thing was about this long. Like, if she scratched you with that.
She black or white?
It don't matter.
She was black then?
It don't matter. But yeah, it was the wolf toe that was what killed me. Because I'm just like, if she scratches somebody, she's gonna
see you?
No, because we're in the stall.
I know what I'm saying.
And I have my camera like this.
If she happens to see this, did she see you? Would she recognize you?
No, she didn't even see. She never came out. When I got out of the stall, she was still in the bathroom. She was still in the stall.
She was in there when you got in there too?
Yep, she was in there when I got in there too.
She must have had a lot going on.
Them toes had a lot going on. They had a lot going on.
Yeah.
Okay, drama or humor?
Drama or humor as far as a movie?
It could be anything. You like drama or do you like humor?
I love humor.
Yeah, I love humor too. As you can tell, I love humor. I grew up with humor.
Right.
Yeah, my dad was a very humorous father. Very humorous. He thought everything was funny. And we were usually the butt end of the joke. But, that's probably where I get my stuff. It doesn't bother me that people talk about me because I grew up where you had to have tough skin.
Yeah.
Or you was just out crying. I mean, I'm sensitive, but...
Definitely.
I'm sensitive, but if you're gonna make a joke about me, I promise you I'm gonna make a joke about myself first. Right. And you're gonna be looking like, oh well, I can't even make a joke about her because she already talking about herself.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I like humor as well. Streaming or cable?
Streaming.
I know, huh? Cable is so old.
Okay, I like this game better.
You like this game better?
Yeah, it makes more sense. It flows. It matches.
Yeah, I know, but we wanted to give Jillian a chance with her rapid relay.
I think you just wanted to do that.
I wanted to do it because she gave me the ideal, and she's my grandbaby. So
I don't think she would have cared either way.
Well, she obviously doesn't because she's not. I don't hear her. So, chocolate or vanilla?
Vanilla.
You like vanilla?
I don't like chocolate. I don't like chocolate cake. I don't like chocolate ice cream.
I love everything chocolate. I love everything chocolate. My candy, my drinks, my men's.
You gotta get that. What about your cars? They gotta be black too.
I know. I don't like.
And your card.
I don't like black. I don't like white cars or black cars.
You have a white car.
I didn't have no choice. I didn't have nothing else, and I needed a car. And I kind of still. I mean, I call her Snow White, but I just like I said, if I had a choice, I would never have a white car or a black car.
I don't care. I don't mind a black car, but
Yeah, I mean, it gets dirty. You can just see the dirt.
Moving
on. But I can't believe you don't like. I love chocolate ice cream. I love anything chocolate, like chocolate dessert, everything. But you had.
You act like this is new. Just like I don't drink root beer. I hate root beer.
Well, we know you hate root beer. I know. You hate root beer, and I love root beer. But did you like Jada's cheesecake?
What she put in it?
She put Oreos in it.
Oh, I thought you were about to say something crazy, like she put coconut or...
No, Oreos. Didn't you eat some?
I had a piece,
I thought you liked cheesecake.
I do, but I don't know.
It was good. I enjoyed it, and I hate cheesecake. I don't really like cheesecake like that. Like
I love cheesecake.
It's not like a dessert that I want to waste calories on.
Cheesecake is hard to make. Let me just say
Well,
that.
she did an awesome job. It was
I'm
it
not
was
saying
firm.
it was bad, but it was... Cheesecake is hard to make. Like... Because that restaurant we went to yesterday, we had ended up getting cheesecake, and their cheesecake was amazing. Everything was amazing.
Of course, it should better be. You paid for it. Better be amazing. Cheesecake's expensive too.
Yeah, but it's also hard to make.
You know what?
But I'm not a baker, so I hate baking.
I don't like cheesecake. Cheesecake Factory, when I've eaten there,
it wasn't bad. I'm not saying it was bad, but I've had better cheesecake.
Well, she's not a baker either. But she definitely. I bet you if somebody else ate it, because it's gone. I say that she made a whole.
Her fat butt ate it all.
She didn't eat it all. She had a pan. She had a pan, and then she had a thing, like a pie. It was good. It was good. Don't give your sister credit where credit is due. And why is this not working? Oh my God.
I'm not saying it was bad. I'm just saying.
You just okay, hater. We're gonna hate. Like she says, hater. I'm hot today, and I got on no sleeves or nothing, and I'm burning up. So, but yeah, I'm hot. I go through this.
Maybe you're just flustered.
Maybe I am. I've been kind of flustered all day today. I was flustered. Like I was just kind of like I wasn't mad. It was just like everything flowed really well. Like everybody I met today was really nice. It's just that some things that's going on with me inside of my head, my own head.
Right.
And then I got some good news. So I did that, which I'm excited about.
What you telling us about?
Yeah, what I was telling you guys about. And so hopefully that goes really well. I'm just waiting because they told me about a week to 2 weeks. I will find out. Yes, if it does happen, I think that'll definitely be a good.
Well, I'm gonna pray for that specifically for you.
A big starter for me.
Yeah.
And I ain't gonna tell nobody
No.
I'm talking about after it airs. I ain't telling nobody. Y'all just gonna have to figure it out. I'm not telling y'all will know.
Right.
But I'm not telling anyone.
Y'all just gonna have to see.
Y'all just gonna have to find it. Y'all just gonna have to find it. That's how I'm dealing with stuff now, because it's just I feel like I support everybody, and I don't really get support.
Well, that's a good reason.
Yeah, I mean, I get support from certain people.
Right, like your family and stuff.
Yeah, certain people I get support from, and I'm not going to take that away from them, and they know exactly who they are. But for the most part, no, I don't really get support that I give everyone else, because I feel like I treat people the way I want to be treated. That's just how I'm going to live. I don't care even if I get done wrong by someone.
Right.
I'm not going to take their way and do it to somebody else. I'm still going to treat people the way I want to be treated.
Right.
Because eventually I'll find the right people to be in my circle. I'll find the right people to be in my life.
Yeah.
And that's how I think anybody deals with that. That you have to go through trial and error with people to find who belongs in your circle.
Right.
And I only have a few people.
I feel like this is getting way too depressing.
It's not. It's just life.
Yeah, I know.
But... Okay, you want? Yeah. Goodness gracious. Go give me expectations that people have in any type of relationship, and this is expectations, and that's what I'm sticking to. It can be depressing. It can be happy. It's just the way it is, and I think that if we don't accept, like you said, the good with the bad, the negative with the positive, the happiness with the sadness, you're not really living. That's just the way our life is. But expectations that people have in any type of relationship: kindness, love, affection, respect, honesty, trust, loyalty, intimacy, and personal space.
Right.
So when you put all of that together, does that make up expectations in any relationship? We're not talking just love relationships. We're talking about family relationship, sibling relationship, parent relationship, work relationship. And I think you have different type of expectations depending on the type of relationship that you are having.
Yeah.
Like when I have an expectation for you being my daughter, of course it's going to be all. Matter of fact, it's going to be all of these.
Right.
Because even people think intimacy relates to having sex. Intimacy is just hugging your child, telling them that you love them and you care for them. To me, that's a form of intimacy because you're not going to do that to everybody.
Right.
Kindness. Kindness is just that when you are down or whatever, I'm going to show you kindness. Like even when you're going through a bad day. Love, obviously. Yeah. I'm going to go to the moon for you, if in my own power. Affection, the same thing. I'm going to show you that I love you. Respect, I'm going to respect your age. I'm going to respect your decisions that you make in your life. Honesty, I'm going to be upfront honest. I'm not going to cut any corners with you. I'm not going to lie. The truth hurts, pretty much. Trust is built in a relationship, and I think that as a parent in a child relationship, trust should always be number one from the time that they're born, because you have to that baby is trusting that you're going to feed it, that baby's going to trust everything that you do. So that, to me, a parent in a child relationship, trust is like the beginning of the expectation of a relationship. And then loyalty, that I was, even after my mother passed away, I was still loyal to her. It's kind of weird. I'm still loyal to my mother even after she passed away. Loyalty to me is part of a child parent relationship as well, and expectation. And then personal space. We give each other our personal space at times. We're not just always underneath each other. So you have anything to add as far as, how you feel about that, what you think about it?
I mean, I agree with it, but tonight for me, I guess my expectations are going to be more towards my family than anything.
Okay.
That's what I feel more comfortable talking about with this evening.
This evening.
Yes.
Well, that's fine. I mean, even if I elaborate, I mean, you know how we do. You say what you feel.
I'll still comment on it, but it's not going to be my focus. Yeah.
Or it could be something that you want in the future that has not happened.
Right.
Yeah, because you can always do that. I think even if something hasn't happened, you still have expectations.
Yeah.
For things that have not even happened. Because to me, expectations and boundaries can be kind of one and the same to a certain degree, because your boundaries are an expectation.
Right.
So yeah. Some people think expectations look like rules or guidelines. What do you think?
No.
Okay.
I don't.
You don't think that they look like rules or guidelines?
No. I feel like expectations are almost, I don't want to say obligations, but it's just kind of like the red tape. Like it just kind of goes hand in hand.
Mm-hmm. Well, for me, expectation, I guess I always have to put it back on myself. The expectations that I have for myself is expectations that, oh gosh, how can I explain this? Like my expectation, I have no more expectations than I would have for myself. I guess if that makes sense. Like if I'm expecting, if I'm going to call you, or I'm going to text you, or I'm going to want to talk to you on a regular basis, then that's the expectation of myself. So I I kind of want that from you as well.
Right. You want to give what you putting out.
Yes.
You want to receive what you're putting out.
Yes. So it is an expectation. It's an expectation for me. I don't think it's rules because I don't do that to everybody. Every expectation is different depending on who the person is. And that's how I see it. It's not rules or guidelines because I don't do it. To me, rules mean that that is for everybody. What I do with one person, I do for every single person. No, because I have different relationships with every single person differently. So, and even in a romantic relationship, I don't put the same expectations on. I may put certain expectations on this guy that I won't put on this guy. Because first of all, I know how his personality is. I'm starting to see his pattern of his personality. So my expectations change. Because expectations can change as well. And so that's why I don't see them as rules or guidelines. Because they can change depending on that person. So my expectations will be pulled back. Okay, well, I can't expect this person to call me every day or every other day. Or I can't expect this person to do this, this, and this. Because that's not who they are.
Right.
So, yeah, But I do have expectations for my children. Mm-hmm. There's a certain expectation, but I feel like that's something that I built over the years.
Right.
This is something that I started from birth all the way up until the age that you are currently now.
Right.
And I think it's the same way with you as you being the child to me, that there's certain expectations that you have for me as well. And it's not something that just happened overnight. These are things that, have, become
right.
As, our relationship is built over the years. But is it important to distinguish between reasonable and unreasonable expectations to avoid emotional distress from unmet needs or impossible standards?
Yes.
Okay. That's all you say is yes. Dude, you want me to read it again or maybe break it down a little bit?
So you're pretty much saying, if you feel like whatever your expectations are for somebody and they can't meet it or don't want to meet it. Mm-hmm. That's the question?
Yeah, is it important to distinguish between reasonable and unreasonable expectations? We'll start with that first. Is it important to distinguish between reasonable and unreasonable expectations?
Oh, yeah. Okay. Mm-hmm. Yes, because sometimes people expect. And I had this conversation yesterday with Sierra and Evan. Mm-hmm. There's no such thing as a perfect relationship.
No, there's not.
Whatever relationship it may be, it's one of those things where you always have to compromise with people. You always have to be willing to work things out. You always have to be willing to communicate. You have to trust each other. It doesn't matter what kind of relationship it is. It can still be ruined. It can still be severed. It can still be broken. Mm-hmm. A lot of things could happen. So I feel like with every relationship, you definitely should go into it, but go into it with the open mind. Go into it with, we're going to respect each other. You have to respect the relationship.
That's the word you're looking for, respect. Mm-hmm. And that goes back to what I was talking about earlier. That respect is part of it, expectation.
Right.
Yeah, you should respect the person as another human being.
Right.
If nothing else. Mm-hmm. The expectation should be respect. I respect this person's feelings. If their expectations of me, I can't meet them, at least I should respect them enough to tell them.
Right.
Hey, I can't, A, B, and C. So yeah. And so I find that some people can't do that. And I'm not and I think the reason maybe why some people can't do it is because they feel like they're going to hurt that person's feelings. But I feel like you're hurting their feelings more by not telling them. The initialness, of course, they're going to be hurt. I mean, yes, they're going to be hurt. But you're putting out a fire that hasn't even started yet. Yeah. I guess if that's a good example. But if you don't tell them and they just keep piling, eventually it's going to be a big old bonfire. And you're like, oh, well, I really don't feel this way about you.
Right.
And then the bonfire ends up going everywhere because she's enraged or he's enraged.
Right.
So yeah, you have to have that respect when it comes to expectations. And that's what it says, to avoid emotional distress from unmet needs or impossible standards.
Right.
So yeah. You definitely have to, if your expectations are not the same as the other person, then you definitely should respect them, because that's part of expectations. People think that oh well, don't have any expectations in going into this relationship. Actually, there is expectations. I expect you to respect me. I expect you to tell me the truth. Right. So there are expectations. So I think when someone says that, they need to analyze that before they say it, or at least be very, what's the word I'm looking for? Descriptive of exactly what do they mean by, I don't have any expectations. So you want me to treat you like crap? Since you don't have no expectations, I can just treat you like anything, right? Right. So I think when a guy says it or a girl says that to a guy going into a relationship, I think they need to be very specific of their expectations, because everybody does have expectations. If nothing else, respect and honesty is definitely an expectation for any relationship transitioning back and forth. So I can't even say it. Prioritizing appreciation over
prioritizing.
Yes, prioritizing. I guess I just can't.
Prioritizing.
Yeah, sometimes I don't know. Sometimes my mouth doesn't want to work with my brain, I guess. Appreciation over expectations. And what that means is, instead of focusing on the negative, make a point to value your partner's positive qualities. So
instead of being what? Negative?
So when you prioritize appreciation over expectation, meaning that instead of focusing on the negative, make a point to value your partner's positive qualities. So it's just saying that sometimes I think when you get in a relationship, we have a tendency, if somebody doesn't do certain things a certain way that you expect them to, but they do other things over the top, then maybe instead of having this back and forth, disagreement, you prioritize you value their positive qualities. Oh, every time this person goes to the store, they always bring me something back. They're always, making sure that I'm good, or they make sure that I have food, or they make sure, I have gas in the car. But then when I come home, all the dishes are in the sink. Oh my gosh. You know what I mean?
Right. So they like to nag.
Yes. So instead of just always focusing on what they're not doing great, oh, okay, well, this person does take care of me. They always make sure that I'm good. Right. And I think that even in any relationship, whether it's a roommate relationship, and it's hard, because I'm pretty sure that if I came home every single day and the dishes were in the sink and I hadn't been home all day, I'm going to be mad. Like, I'm going to be like, why are the dishes not washed, or why they're not in the dishwasher? Right. But then I'm just, sometimes you got to go back and be like, well, man, they made me dinner and it's in the microwave and oh, it's so pretty, or they ran my bath water, or they like rubbing my feet because they know I've been on my feet all day. So, I think that expectations that I'm getting into is more of how we can balance maybe the expectations of not always being what we want, but something that they do, because everyone is different. Like, everyone shows their expectations differently towards people. Yeah. And so express compassion, prioritizing your love over your expectations. So that's just saying that a lot of times you want to express yourself compassionately to the other person, and your expectation of them sometimes may go to the back burner.
Yeah.
So yeah, and I think that we all have a problem with that. Sometimes we don't want to express our compassion when we're upset, or we have an expectation that they did not meet.
Yeah.
So another is show respect, and these are just breaking down what we talked about earlier, what expectations are. When I went down the honesty, respect, love, intimacy, show respect, value the other person's perspective and needs. So that should be an expectation that you should have, even if this is a intimate relationship. You should always show respect to the other person, even as hard as it is. Because it's so funny. I had I had a really bad week, probably a few weeks ago, and I had to go into the store to get something. Yeah. And there was a girl there that always, she seemed really friendly. She talked to me all the time. I'd come in there and, and she seemed okay. I just deal with these people just very, not really intimately, just pass by. And I was having a really, really, really bad week. And I went in there and it must have shown on my face. And she was like, "Oh, are you okay?" Now, there's a bunch of people in there. And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm fine." She got an attitude about it. She got an attitude because I did not tell her what was wrong with me. First of all, I'm in a public place. Second of all, I don't know you like that. Third of all, there's all these people. So why would I sit there and tell you what is going on with me? What are you going to do? What are you going to do? Do you know that girl will not talk to me to this day? She will not say, I will go into that store. She will not say nothing to me. She will look at me. I don't even care because you know me. Once I'm done with you, I'm done. Like, you don't exist to me. Yeah, this is just like you're looking at me right now. I go in there and she looks at me. All because I did not tell her what was wrong with me. Why would I need to tell you? What are you going to do? What are you going to do? Like, it doesn't matter what's wrong with me. You did absolutely nothing to me. And she got a serious attitude. She was like, fine, I won't ask anybody nothing else. And I mean, I was so in my head that I didn't even, acknowledge what she did. But obviously I was watching her and I'm just like, every time I go in there now, she just totally does not say anything to me. And I'm just like, who does that? Especially when we just have our relationship is just a passing.
Right.
You shouldn't have any expectations from me because I'm not your friend. I'm not your friend. That's how I look at everybody. People always say, "Oh, I'm your friend, I'm your friend." Yeah. And really I'm not. It takes more than just ha he he and sitting down with you on occasion. You're not my friend, because if you were my friend, if I called you right now and said that I had nowhere to live and I didn't this and this and this and that, would you help me? Would you? That's what a friend does. That's what a friend does. If you are in dire strait, your life is in dire strait, a friend is going to step up to the plate. So that's why I always said, when you hit rock bottom, you know exactly who your friends are. You know who your friends are. And you know who your associates are. And you know who your enemies are. And you know that. That's why sometimes I feel like sometimes you do hit rock bottom to see who really values you and who really doesn't.
Right.
So your expectations of people change. They really do. So demonstrate consideration. You must make a point to value your relationship over your relationship rules. So demonstrate consideration. I have to consider you. Okay, I'll read it again.
Like, give an example?
Yeah, I'll give you an example. You must make a point to value your relationship over relationship rules. So demonstrating consideration means that I'll use something simple. You borrow my car. You burn all. I let you borrow my car. It was full tank gas, and you brought it back. It was empty. Right. And now I'm getting all crazy, mad, and stuff. I have to still value, to have consideration. You may not have had no money. Maybe you didn't have any money to fill it back up. And if I get mad at you and throw away the relationship solely based on because you didn't, I'm not having any consideration over you. I'm not having consideration over the relationship. There's an expectation that's higher than I should have because the relationship rules are more important. Well, I let you borrow my car and you didn't put any gas in it. So I'm going to throw the whole relationship away.
Right.
So it's just saying that you should demonstrate consideration over relationship rules. Am I boring you over here?
No, I just...
Did you sleep today? Did you take a nap?
No, I did. I just... just got a lot on my mind, I guess.
You do. You have a lot on your mind. Well, I have a lot on my mind too, but I'm trying to, be a little pump.
Yeah.
Pump it up.
Maybe we should take a shot.
Take a shot. You gonna go get some Bacardi? What you gonna do? You got tequila or something?
No.
Oh, you need to get a shot?
You want a shot?
Girl, I still got my stuff. You want me to, I don't do Bacardi. I don't do Bacardi like that. You really want me to do a Bacardi shot with you?
It don't gotta be super big. But do you have juice?
We have the juice. We have the juice that's in the refrigerator.
What kind of juice is it?
I don't know. You have to look.
The cranberry one?
I don't think there's any more
Tropical?
cranberry. I don't know. You know that juice that's in there? That fruit juice stuff that Jada has?
I thought you bought that.
No, I didn't buy that. She's going to leave me again. She left me on the live. We did a live last week.
Yeah, last week.
And it was so, I didn't really like the live. I didn't like it at all. It was.
There ain't no juice in here.
I told you.
I told you.
Like they drink all the juice. Like it's all gone. Like I buy some and it's just gone. Like they love it. So yeah, we did the live and we had 2 people watch it. Which was, you know what? I look at it this way. If you never start, you never know. So if you think that you're just going to have like millions of...
All right, I'm ready.
You ready? She's back now.
Let's keep it moving.
She don't have no juice to do her little shot. There's some wine. But she good. Okay. Let's go on to expectation. Devote time to your partner. This is one of the most reasonable expectations in a relationship, and it sure in the world is. If you don't devote any time to the one that you're trying to get to know or the one that you with, it's going to go by the wayside because we are creatures that love to be involved with the person that we want to be involved with.
Right.
Can I get an amen?
Amen.
Amen. And I think that is one of the issues that I'm running into.
Yeah.
Is that I have, oh my gosh, I could probably write a book on horror stories of the small window of dating that I have had. One guy, I thought he was a real big potential. I mean, I really did. He had a really good job.
Who was this?
Shit, I don't even remember his name. I don't even remember the dude's name. His job, he was overseas and he was some kind of security system analyst, something dealing with.
This was recent?
Yeah, this is recent. This is within the last month and a half or so.
Oh, wow.
And he's like, oh, I'm going to be back in Georgia on this date, blah, blah, blah. And I really want to take you out. Okay, cool. He gets back in. He sends me a message. He's like, I'm back. He's like, I want to go, I want to take you out for, maybe coffee or drink or whatever. And I'm like, okay, where do you want to go? This is what he says. Well, I just moved here, so I really don't know this area. Okay. What does that mean? You can't Google?
Right.
And that's exactly what I said to him. I was like, I don't live in the area that you live in.
Right.
So you need to Google and figure out where we can go. I never got a response from him. And I don't feel that was, I don't feel that was mean. I mean, I honestly don't feel that was mean response.
Right.
How are you going to ask somebody to go out and then you respond to them? Well, I just moved to this area. I don't know. Well, you're asking someone to go out, so you should have an idea, right? Shouldn't you have an idea? Even if if I just moved to a place and I asked, if I was a guy and asked a girl, hey, let's go out here.
Right.
I'm not familiar with the area, but I tell you what, let me get back to you. I'm going to see if I can find a place and then we can decide if this is where we want to go. To me, that's leading.
Right.
And I feel like that was not. I sometimes I feel like they're being the weak guys are being weaned out, because I need a leadership guy. I need someone that can lead properly, and I don't have to be the one doing the leading, because I don't want to. I'm tired of being in my masculine energy. I'm tired of it. I don't want to be in it.
Right.
Because I feel like I've been in it for so long.
Yeah.
And, sometimes I feel like, do I know how to be feminine anymore? Because I can never find a guy that is in his masculinity completely, wholeheartedly, and knows how to lead properly.
Right.
And that's another expectation to me. I need a man who knows how to lead properly. Right. I am not going to take offense at all. I'm tired of these beta men. I'm tired of these weak people. I'm tired of guys not knowing what they want to do. It's just kind of like, you're confusing me. I'm really confused of what you want. Why don't you just stop? First of all, why don't you just stop dealing with women, period, until you can figure out, you know what, if you need some kind of satisfaction, then just find a woman that can do that for you without putting any expectations of her. You taking her out, giving her food, making her feel comfortable with you, putting her in a safe space, when all you want to do is just do. Right. Like, there's women out there that are just do with you and don't want to know nothing about you. Don't care about what you do, as long as you got what they need in order to fulfill the contract obligation.
Right.
And that's it. So yeah, to me, the most reasonable expectation in a relationship is devoting time. Right. And I know she's just, what's wrong with you? Is having an issue?
I'm gonna make sure my lashes were straight, but you can't really see them anyway, so it don't matter.
Oh my goodness. So never question the nature of your relationship. I said that. When you question the very nature of your relationship, it corrodes trust, which takes a toll on even the strongest partnerships. And I didn't like that at all, because I'm personally going to question the nature of my relationship with you. Like, what are we doing? Like, what's going on?
Really? That's what it said?
Yeah. I didn't never
Maybe
question.
Maybe it meant it in a different way.
Okay, well, what way do you think? Because the way I'm seeing it is that, okay, I'm coming over here every day. We doing this. We going out. This and this. What kind of relationship do we have? Friends with benefits?
I think they're talking about when you're actually in a committed relationship. Just kind of like, I guess just go with the flow. Because obviously, if you're just getting to know somebody, you're still in that learning stage. You're still in that stage of, are we going to get past dating? Are we going to even go on another date? Are we going to be committed to each other? Or are we just going to keep seeing other people? So I feel like it's more dedicated to people that's actually in a relationship.
Okay, you think that this question refers to them being together.
Right. Like just work.
Exclusive.
Right. Like whatever y'all got going on.
Yeah, but you wouldn't, to me, but to me, you wouldn't even need to ask, because that should be a conversation anyway. I want to be with you. You want to be, I don't want us dating anyone else.
But sometimes people have, second doubts. They have doubts.
but doubts with, well, yeah. I mean, yeah. If
just being in a relationship or decided
Well,
to stay in it or whatever the case may be.
I mean, I think the only time a woman that may have doubts is if the man is showing her some confusion, because why else would she doubt if the guy is showing her confusion or showing her, his actions are not matching up with his words, or his words aren't matching up with his actions.
I feel doubt to me is just a negative thing, and it just comes from a negative place. I feel like a lot of outside influence can influence a relationship as well.
Of course, because
so I think it's just doubt, just from negative sources.
Yeah, but doubt can also come from the person that you're in a relationship with if they're not showing you what they're saying.
Right.
And we as women, we have intuition too. We can tell when men change. We can tell. They may not think we can, but we can tell. Mm-hmm. If a man always takes a shower with you every single morning before you guys go to work, and then he abruptly stops,
right?
Other than the fact that he's sick.
I feel like people are just naturally a creature of habit. Like they just kind of do the same thing.
Mm-hmm. Especially when they enjoy it. When they enjoy something, they tend to do it repetitive.
Right, no, that's just their schedule. That's just their routine. Like having a routine is important. I mean, you don't want to be too predictable, but it's just kind of like some things are necessary. Certain things are set up the way they are for a reason. So it just works. So Yeah, definitely that. But then we move on to the next one. It says avoid repetition. Oh, wow.
This refers to being in an argumentative pattern. So
toxic ass relationship. I said that word.
Yeah.
Toxic relationships.
Mm-hmm. Yes. I mean, you're argumentative. Say as if he comes home. He's been coming home every day at 7 o'clock, every day. And then he comes home at 8 o'clock and he doesn't call. He doesn't do that. Then you just
start to question. Like,
you're gonna start arguing about it because his pattern is not what you think it should be.
Right.
So you're always argumentative about it.
Because there's got to be a reason. Mm-hmm. You can't just go off the path and you got to talk about stuff.
Yeah. And then
let your person know or whoever, this is why this is happening because A, B, and C.
Yeah, and that goes back to communication, comprehension of the communication, and consistency. Be consistent. Yeah. Be consistent. I was talking about that to your sister today. We were talking about that there was this guy that told me that he was going to FaceTime me, and he ended up not FaceTiming me.
Right.
And I didn't hear from him last night. I didn't hear from him all day today.
Right.
And so I'm at my brain cells is I'm not reaching out, I'm not calling, I'm not doing nothing.
Right.
Because if it was the other way around and I said I was going to do this and I didn't do that, and say if something happened, I'm going to make it a point. It takes 10 seconds.
Right.
Hey, I know what I said, but this came up. Right. I will call you when I can talk to you.
Yeah.
That's what women do. Women do that. Men, for some odd reason, they don't do that. They get into a situation and they never take the time. Take the time to just say, hey, this happened, or I'm in a situation that I can't talk right now, or something, anything. Yeah. And just let the person know, so then the other person don't have to overthink. Because I'm an overthinker. I'm always going to think that you, and I think it's something that's embedded in me that I have to work on. Where if a person tells me they're going to do something and they don't do it, then I think it's bad. Yeah. That they have a problem with me, and I shouldn't think that way, but that's how I think. And I think that whoever is with me is going to have to accept that and understand that every single time I tell Lexee love something and then I don't follow through, I need to let her know why I don't follow through, because then it's going to be a problem for her. And she's going to think, she has an imagination that is crazy wild. And I think it just comes from just having bad relationships. I think that's where it comes from, having bad relationships. And it's just something that when I was hopeful or I wasn't that way, it ended up being bad.
Right.
Whatever it was, it ended up being super bad.
Right.
So now when I deal with guys, I'm just going to automatically think it's bad because it was always end up being bad in previous relationships.
Right.
And I don't know how to, people say, oh, well, therapy. Well, I don't know therapy. I think I don't know. It's something that a guy is really just going to have to understand that, hey, I have to be very communicative with her.
I don't think there's anything wrong with therapy.
Yeah, but still, even if I had therapy and I still think that, when I think of therapy to me, certain things it helps you to gives you solutions how to deal with things.
Right.
But I think some things that are hard to, I will say this, I'll give the person the benefit of the doubt, but I still feel like in the back of my head that something bad happened, or, they feel this way about me, but they're not actually telling me.
Right.
Because I wouldn't do that to them.
I'm not saying that you specifically needed therapy. I'm just saying if you decided to do it in a relationship or before you went really into a relationship. Mm-hmm. Because I don't think it's a bad thing or people just go just because they can't figure it out. But it's sometimes just a guideline, like
I think guys are just, I'm not saying all guys, definitely, because I'm sure there's a lot of guys out there that love communicating with the one that they're with, right, because they don't want to give her a reason for anything. They don't. And I think that there's guys out there like that, and any woman that has a man like that, cherish him, because there's not a lot of guys out there that are like that. They will say, I love you, but then they don't be telling you stuff. Like they like if they go out with the guys and they say, okay, well, I'm gonna be back at 10, and then it's 11 o'clock and they still ain't back, and ain't no phone call, no nothing, and I'm blowing your phone up, you ain't answering it, I'm texting you, ain't text. We gonna have a problem. It's gonna be a problem. Soon I'm gonna be waiting for you at the door. Like as soon as you open the door, my face is gonna be right in your face.
It's gonna be a problem, yeah.
Because there's no reason for it. You already know there's gonna be an issue. So why do you even do it? Like there's something that it's like I don't even understand, guys, because a female who is in a relationship with a man and she loves him and she knows if she's late, she's gonna be like, hey boo. She's probably gonna call. She ain't gonna even text. She gonna call him on the phone. Right. Be like, hey, I'm late because A, B, and C, and I'm almost at home, or this happened, or I need you to come pick me up, whatever the case may be. Right. She ain't texting nobody. She's calling because I'm gonna need you to pick up the phone. Right. So yeah. So I think sometimes this is my own therapy, talking things. It really
is, for sure. It is.
So never threaten your relationship. This will shut down communication.
You say threaten.
Mean like, if you don't tell me what I want to know, we're done and over with.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So you never threaten your. If I'm waiting for him at the door, right, when he opens it, first thing I'm gonna sit there and say, you what happened to your phone? You lost it? It's broke? What's going on? Right. I'm not gonna sit there and say just because I text you a call, I'm moving out or we breaking up. No, I'm not doing that. I'm going to find out why you could not call me.
Right. Yeah.
That's going to be the first thing. So yeah, I get that. Never threaten your relationship. I get that, especially, when you just having a disagreement or the expectation wasn't met.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, because, I mean, I feel like everything could be worked on. There's an explanation for a lot of things most of the time, unless you just out doing dirt because you want to, then that's something different.
Yeah, then that's a whole nother podcast of doing stuff that you ain't supposed to when you're in a serious relationship. And
I don't think I want to be on that podcast.
You don't think you want to be on that? You don't even have to talk about it. None of this stuff relate. The thing of it is what's so fun about a podcast. Anything you talk about doesn't have to relate to you. It's just about.
Yeah, but it's just like you can't really
give
advice if you're not doing the right thing.
You can give your opinion. There's a difference between advice and opinion. You can give your opinion about anything. You can give your opinion how a relationship should be, and your butt is 2,000 degrees different than what the opinion you're giving. Because at the end of the day, it's an opinion. Because if it's not...
If it's not valued, it's not respected.
But how do you know? How do you know? How do you know unless you
let... You're a hypocrite.
But how do you know? How do the people know? How do they know?
I know.
Okay, well then that's on you. But there's a lot of people out there because we're human. I can sit there and say, this is how a relationship be. You should do this, you should do that. And guess what? I'm going to mess up. That doesn't make me a hypocrite. It's just that I messed up or something happened where it caused me not to make that phone call. Anything. It could be anything. I'm just sitting there saying that's the right thing to do.
Right.
Not saying that it's always because we live in reality. Things happen. There's variables in everything.
Yeah.
And that's why I said that's why it says never threaten the relationship, because maybe he did lose his phone. That'd be the first thing he said. What are you doing? I lost my phone and I don't remember your phone number. I mean, a lot of times, a lot of people don't remember each other's phone numbers because we just have it in our phone.
Yeah.
We know our phone number, but we don't know. And I think that's something that people should do. They should at least memorize one phone number out of their entire phone.
Right.
Partner. And well, if you don't have a partner, a good friend, your children that have cars or whatever. Right. And you see, am I a hypocrite for saying that? Because I don't know anybody's phone number by memory.
Yeah.
So that means that I'm a hypocrite. I'm saying that is my opinion of.
That's something that you need to do.
Yes, it's something I need to do, and I could say that I'm not being a hypocrite. That I don't know anybody's phone number by heart. And we grew up knowing people's phone numbers by heart. That's how we know our mind is lazy.
Yeah.
Bless you. Because when I was growing up, I knew all of my friends' phone numbers. All of them. And I could dial it and call them all the time.
Yeah.
But now that technology has made us lazy, and we don't even realize how lazy our mind is. Yeah. And it should not be. So the next point is don't stagnate. This is a continuous conversation where you're touching base to see whether each other's needs are met. So don't be stagnant.
Yeah. No, don't.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So just have a continuous conversation. And I think some people in a relationship, I think as a parent, I do. We do have conversations of what I expect from you, what you expect from me, that kind of thing. But I think when people are in a love relationship, they sometimes don't talk about that. They just assume, or the expectation, to me, expectations in a relationship as it prospers, as it grows, expectations do change.
Right.
And I think that is something that we don't value and that we don't take initiative to really sit down and talk about. Okay, what are your expectations now that we are in this exclusive relationship? Because it's changed from dating. That dating expectations to exclusive relationship. To me, the expectations change. And we don't talk about those. I think a lot of people don't, and then that's where the arguments come. That's where the disagreements come in. That's where the issues and the problems come in. So don't be stagnant in any relationship. Whether you shouldn't. You should talk about your expectations on a regular basis. What do you expect from that person? Because even even with our expectations, I think when you lived in DeKalb County, we can say that you lived there, the expectations for me and you were different. And then when you move back to where we live at now, the expectations changed because we're in a different, the variables have changed. So the expectations are different. And we've talked about that.
Right.
So yeah. So don't compare your relationship to others. I believe that this is a big thing because we have a tendency to do that. This approach does not work. It ignores your unique personality and needs without valuing what makes your partnership unique and special. And so I think we all do that. We all have a tendency to look at other people's relationships and we're like, oh, well, you don't do that for me. Or she doesn't do that for me.
Yeah.
Or, oh, my kids aren't as thankful and loving and kind and all this. You know, we have a tendency to do that. And that's something that we shouldn't, because we're all unique and we all have different values and we're all raised differently.
Right.
You know, I was the type of person where, you know, I felt as a child that I did not get the affection that I wanted from my parents. So I always told myself if I ever had children, I was going to be overly affectionate with my kids. And I was. I mean, I was very lovey on all of my children, you know, especially when you guys were born, and then even as toddlers, even as little kids, and even as you become older. I still am that way. But you guys are kind of like mom or whatever. And it's just because I felt like I wanted that. I expected that from my parents and I didn't get it the way I wanted it. So I said, I'm going to do it to mine. So I just feel like I kind of compared my relationship with my parents to me, I guess. But in a not in so much a negative, I wanted to be a positive side of it. So I extended what I wanted from them, I extended it to my children and said that they're going to be overloved.
Right.
And they're going to know that they're loved. Not that my parents didn't love me. It was just that as a kid, I wanted affection. I'll be honest with you. I wanted hugs from my mother. I wanted her to tell me that she loved me, that she missed me, that she cared about me, that she showed me in her own way, but I wanted it to come out of her mouth as well. So, expectations about sex. This should be a topic of regular discussion in relationships. So yeah, I wholeheartedly believe that, because if you are with someone who likes to have sex only like 2 or 3 times a week, but then the other person likes to have sex maybe 2 or 3 times a day, there's a problem.
Right.
So, I mean, I just think that if you get into an exclusive relationship with someone,
you need to be compatible with whoever
you need to be compatible. But see, sometimes people aren't. They're compatible in everything else, but for some reason, when it comes to sex, everybody's not compatible. Everyone is not.
Right.
They're just not. They love you and want to, you know, care and like the huggy, but they're not down for 2 or 3 times a day.
Right.
I could have sex 2 or 3 times a day. I don't have a problem with it.
No.
Even, you know, I can have it because I just can. If I'm with a person that I'm really in love with, heck yeah. Cause see, I want him to like when he's going to work or going somewhere, he's so tired from having sex with me, he just don't have the energy to have sex or with anybody else.
Oh wow, so it's more of you trying to...
It's not more that, I'm not gonna lie, I do love sex. I do. I love the whole aspect. And I'm talking about everything about sex. Everything.
Right.
About it. I love it. So it's not just, you know, just one kind of way. Sex to me is exploring of a person's body of every aspect, not just the same way every single time. And we're keeping this very PG. But yes, that's how I feel about it. That it should be a topic of discussion. What is it when you're in an exclusive relationship with somebody? What is your expectations of sex? Because if you don't know, I feel it's going to become a problem, or the other person's going to get bored.
Right.
Yeah. I want to do the whole thing. I want to do the whole character thing. I want to do the whole dress up. I want to do all of that stuff. That's like major to me.
Right.
That's just, that's just not just having sex 2 or 3 times a day. We're being kind of on the crazy side. We're acting like teenagers, that kind of thing. That to me, that's fun. And it's hard to find someone with that energy.
Yeah.
It's very hard. And especially at my age, because the men that are my age, they have slowed down a lot.
Right.
Yeah, they've slowed down a lot. Just got real silent.
Okay.
Can I turn the clock back?
Moving on.
Expectations about money. Couples should have a regular schedule conversation about finances. Yeah, when they didn't want to come to the front door. So, expectations about money. Couples should have a regular or scheduled conversation about finances. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I mean, especially if y'all living together, if y'all are married, and y'all need to talk about who's doing what.
You'd be surprised how many people don't talk about money in a relationship. You will be surprised.
Nothing surprises me these days.
You should.
But I feel like it's a no-brainer. Like, unless y'all have it set up where y'all got your own money and y'all specifically say, hey, I'm paying for this, you paying for that.
You still talking about the conversation of money. And everybody needs to talk about, even if you're not married.
But you said people don't.
I know, that's what I'm saying.
But it's kind of something that you just can't get away from. Like,
but you have. It says that you have to have you regularly have to talk about it. So I mean, even if you're because to me the expectation changes. If you're dating somebody, then obviously the money is a lot of times the guy usually pays for the date. You're going out on a date. He's paying to be with the girl or whatever, buy her food, whatever. Right. Or maybe sometimes she will, if you have a conversation, hey, I want to, sometimes I want to pay the bill, especially if we're going out on a regular basis. We're dating on a regular basis. Hey, I got this, or I'll pay the tip or whatever. But then when you're in an exclusive, then to me, you got to have a conversation again. Okay, what are we doing with our money now? Since we're an exclusive, when we go on these trips, when we go traveling, am I paying for everything, or whatever the case is? Because some men will be like, I'm paying for everything. It don't matter. All you need to do is have your suitcase and be ready. Right. That to me, that's a conversation about finances. Because if a guy said that to me, just have your passport or just have your suitcase. So do I need to bring any money? That would be my next question.
Right.
And if he says no, I'll pay for everything, I'm still gonna bring me some money. But at least I know I don't have to spend my money unless I want to spend my money.
Right.
But that's a conversation I'm never gonna assume. I'm never going to assume that a man is paying for everything. Even when he tells me he is, I'm going to confirm it.
Right.
I'm going to confirm it. I need to confirm it. But then my mother always taught me, make sure you still have some money, because you just never know. You never know.
Yeah.
You still should have some money. You have a credit card with you that you need to get out where you at fast. Then you have the funds to do it. So expectations about what your partner provides you. And we just go back to money, but this is dealing with events, family, and friends dynamic, same or different interests. So basically, I mean, I'm trying to figure out how I can explain this. Expectations about what your partner provides you. So, I mean, it just goes back to other people. What expectations do you have when it comes to outsiders in your relationship. I guess that's the only way I can explain it.
How do you feel about having eyesight in your relationship?
No, what are your expectations about? Well, I guess say as if you say like you and your partner go to one of his little family outings. You're meeting his family for the first time.
Right.
You guys should have a conversation before you go. What is your expectations? How is he going to introduce you? Is he going to put you in a corner and leave you and go and interact with everybody else and you're sitting over there by yourself? Or is he going to be like, look, when we walk, we're going to walk around with everybody, talk to everybody, I'm going to introduce you, and then we're going to go and sit and I'm, make sure that you have your plate and food or whatever's going on. But I'm not going to just leave you sitting there by yourself. And I think that is something that people.
I think that's good.
Yeah, but people don't talk about that. They just.
I guess I just don't think anything about it. But I just kind of feel like if you so into somebody, like it kind of goes without saying, like y'all like two peas in a pod, like y'all ain't going, But some people are just naturally just like that. But some people aren't. So.
I had someone that I was talking to on the phone, and they were talking about that they were talking to a young lady, and he had taken her over to, I guess, one of his family was having a barbecue or something, and I'm assuming the way he was telling me that they didn't have this conversation of what her expectations of him.
So she was bringing him to meet her friends and family?
No, he was bringing her.
Oh, okay.
And basically what she did was that he kind of, introduced her or whatever. And she was like, oh, I'm just going to go sit out here. Or she said, oh, I'm just going to stay here.
So she was being antisocial.
She was, I don't know what you would call it. If it was antisocial or whatever, but she really didn't interact. But see, I don't think they have that. I guess the way he was telling the stories that she expected him just to sit there with her.
Right.
Because she seemed to have kind of an attitude, but there was no. That's what I'm saying. That we don't ever have these
maybe
conversations.
Some people don't think about it, but I just said,
and I think
it's that's why you just like.
This is why I do this podcast, because I'm learning stuff myself. That these are questions and these are expectations that you should have before you go, especially if you want to introduce someone to your family, your friends, or people that are in your close circle. Okay, so when I get there, how are we doing this? What's the dynamics? Am I going to be with you the whole time? Or are you going to push me off with one of your guy friends, girlfriends? Are you going to be with me? You're going to leave me? What is the expectation?
Right.
And I don't think people, and then they get mad when they're there because the guy's not doing what you want him to do because you guys never discussed it before you guys got there. So, So, expectations about who you are as a couple. And then it goes back to the same thing. Never compare yourself to another couple off or on social media, which, I have a love-hate relationship for social media. Yeah. I really do. I think that social media is great to promote yourself.
Yeah.
And, if you got friends that live in different states or whatever, it's great to stay in touch with them.
Right.
And if anything that you're doing, branding or anything you're selling on social media, that's great. But the other bad part about social media is that it's almost like looking at porn as well. Because you are fantasizing about another woman that probably chances are even another man. The chances are you're never ever going to be with this person. You're never going to be. And then to me, it blinds you.
You shouldn't look for advice off social media.
Well, I mean,
there's some sense to a certain sense, like.
Well, yeah, I mean, there's a lot of good information. What I'm talking about when you are.
I'm not saying don't do research. I'm saying for social media purposes.
Like what do you mean?
Like it's referring to relationships.
Oh yeah.
Because looking after stars or whoever, comparing everything to them. Like to me, that's just like it's not healthy because it sends the wrong message.
Yeah, it isn't healthy. It's not healthy.
And then you got kind of people some people take things so literally. You know what I'm saying? So it's, to me, when you're looking for real guidance to real life situations that are serious to you, go through the proper channels. I don't think social media is the proper channel for that kind of, when it comes to certain things.
Well, I guess I was looking at it in the aspect of when you go on social media, because most of my is like, I just I love looking at stuff that's funny, like little skits and stuff like that, things that are not really relevant, to anything. But when you start looking at unreachable women or men,
Right.
people that you fantasize about, to me that's a soft porn.
Right.
When you're fantasizing about something or someone, and you have this other person that's over here, and you are comparing that person on social media to the person that you sit across from. And I think that's very unhealthy.
It's a dangerous game, I feel like. It can be.
Yeah, because I'll never be that person. I will never look like that person.
Because it's unrealistic, like, a lot of times.
Yeah, a lot of women get a lot of work done on themselves, a lot of work that men have no idea of. I've seen men talk about it,
Right.
but they don't realize there's a lot of women, a lot of models that get certain things done, altered to their bodies to look a certain way.
Right.
Because if you go back and look at their past pictures before they were that,
They look completely different.
They look completely different. And yeah, you see it all the time.
That's a lot of celebrities, because they're trying to fit
into
this image, and it's just kind of like, that's why I say it can be a dangerous game for a lot of people that just take everything so literal, or they just can't think for themselves for 2 seconds.
Yeah. Well, this is the last part of our podcast, but it's expectations about who you are as a parent. Parenting is a marathon, which we know that, not a sprint. Never compare your parenting skills with others, because you and your partner are unique and with different personalities and goals. And I will say that 125%.
You talking about parenting?
Yeah, I never compare. Yeah, expectation of who you are as a parent. Parenting is a marathon. So you're not going to learn everything, how to be a parent, in 5 years of your child's life. There's just no way. But see, that's one thing that I've never done, is compare myself to other people's parenting. Never, ever have done that.
Yeah.
Because sometimes I be feeling like some people's parenting sucks. Like, their parenting is like, your skills are crappy.
Right.
I've never done that. I can honestly say that I've never compared my parenting skills to other parenting skills, because I've been around, especially when Sierra and Jada were little, and I did a lot of play dates, and they mamas let them kids do whatever they wanted to do. I wasn't having it. Right. I would look at Sierra and Jada, and I'd be like, you do that, we ain't going on no more play dates no more ever in your life.
Right.
Because I'm not tolerating it.
Yeah.
You're not going to act like that. You're not going to act like, because even though parents or people say, oh, you shouldn't do this to your kids, you do this. Adults don't want to be around bad kids.
Right.
They don't want to be around them. They just don't.
Right. I
don't care what nobody says. I don't want to be around no bad kids. I don't want to be around no kids that's screaming and yelling and doing all that. No, I don't want to.
Right.
You could be playing, but just screaming and hollering because you can't have your way.
Right.
I have a
Are
problem.
you just destructive?
I have a problem with that. So yeah, I've never been. So just remember that. As a parent, as a young parent, you've got to.
Jillian is very well mannered.
No, I'm talking about you. She's still young though. She's not a grown woman. You still have a lot of parenting to do. She's only 9.
Of course, yeah.
So I'm just saying, as a parent, your marathon is still going. It's still going, and mine kind of still is going, because I think you will always be parenting even after your kids are.
Your kids are never going to stop needing you.
Yeah, they're never going to stop needing you. Even as they get older and older, and then they have their own kids or grandkids or whatever. My mother lived to see her first great grandchild. Right. So she before she got really bad with her Alzheimer's, she still was parenting with Jillian. But I just, I definitely, expectations for me is something that I have to work on,
Right.
even for myself.
Yeah.
Because my expectations do have a tendency to be high.
Right.
And that's just because I think I trusted people too much.
Yeah.
And I was disappointed. So
Right.
I already just set the bar high for expectations. So if
Yeah.
you can't even reach the expectations in the talking phase, then I already know that it's going to go downhill.
Yeah.
That's how I feel. Because I mean, I think you should show, you're going to show your best man, and I say human, when you're in the talking stage. You're going to show me your best person.
Right.
So if you are like mediocre in the talking stage, I can't even imagine how you are when we're dating regularly.
Yeah.
And then when we go to exclusivity, I don't, to me it's just going to keep going down, down, down. That's just how I see it.
Right.
Because you're always going to show, it's like going on a job interview. You're going to sell yourself the best. And then as you get to know me and you're going to want to be more with me and you want to win me over and you want this,
Right.
your expectations are going to increase.
Yeah.
So you like it took you a while to get into the podcast, especially with your nose running, but
Yeah, I don't know why my allergies acting up all of a sudden. I think because I started.
yeah, it's been raining all week too. Like I think every single day it's been raining, and so that just that could have something to do
I
with it
think
as
the
well.
smoke agitates my sinuses sometimes, especially since I haven't smoked in like a couple weeks. I think that's what it is.
Yeah, it could be. I don't know. I wouldn't know.
Yeah, but.
Well, thank you for tuning in to Candid Talk with Lexee Love, and
Valentina versus Valentino.
we will catch you on the flip side. You guys have a great evening.